Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're cooking tacos.
What?
No, but in all seriousness, I've been called out by one of my mates because I've been very inconsistent with content, and I agree with him because I have. I've just been. I'm not even going to make an excuse saying I'm busy.
Back from Italy.
Well, we were away. Yeah, we were away. We were in Italy. That was nice. Insert some Italy clips here, and then we got back last week, and to be honest, I've been just prioritising training for Cardiff. Cardiff is Friday 2 weeks, so Friday the 30th, and then I am really looking forward to off season. I'm not off season as such. I'm just going to take it a little bit handier because I feel like the load and intensity has been quite high the last while, and I'm still making progress, but it's I kind of want to do something different. I'm going to do, I think, Dublin Marathon this year, and then going to do the next Hyrox I do after Cardiff will be Dublin. So I'm going to go into a bit of a marathon block over the summer. But yeah, I'm just home from the gym. Had a bit of a heavy strength session, and I ended up actually tweaking my leg. So I think I have a bit of an IT band issue. But it's fucking weird. It's not sore. It's not sore when I walk, but it's sore when I put it under load. So like even when I just stand up on my left leg and then slightly bend my left leg with my right leg up, it's quite sore. So that is the crack. But yeah, we are just cooking food. I am making these tacos, soft shell tacos. They're so good. Yeah, that is the story. But this week is kind of a busy week because I'm in on days this week, 3 days, and then just kind of the last finishing touches for Cardiff. But I need to find out if I can go see a physio this evening. To possibly, I don't know if I need dry needling or if it needs a bit of tension released in it or whatever is going on with my leg. But yeah, I need to get something sorted because it's kind of frustrating and I don't want to do any more damage in the gym. I've been chatting to my coach Tony, and he just said that just to get it seen to and then kind of go from there, and if we need to change the program, and we will. But at the moment it's just a case of maybe if I can't see someone tonight, it'll be good night's sleep tonight and then go again tomorrow. But yeah, that is the story. Welcome back. Hello. It is 7:45 on Wednesday, the 14th of the 5th. Yeah, good session this morning. I'm just home from work. Well, I'm not just home from work. I've been in the door about 25 minutes, and I had some grub. I had this little skier ball and some raspberry peanut butter, banana, honey, bit of granola, bit of desiccated coconut. Bosh. Great food. Yeah, so tomorrow then on the plan is an interval session, and I think it's a little bit too soon post scare of quad on Monday. I'm very kind of apprehensive to do it just in the state, not in the state that it's in, but I'm apprehensive to go and run 4x1Ks at 350 pace and really push myself when, like, let me feel, yeah, like even I could feel, yeah, it's like deep down inside, it's deep down inside my quad on the left-handed side. I reckon it's IT band. I don't reckon it's, I've been overthinking this all day. I'm like, oh my god, I can't go Cardiff, I can't compete, I can't do this. Do you know what? I'm competing anyway in Cardiff. I don't give a fuck. I am competing anyway. But it's just one of those that an interval session tomorrow. I was chatting to Tony earlier on, and I said I was going to do it, just give it a try. And he said, if there's any pain, stop. And I'm like, there's going to be pain. I know there will be pain, but it's just like that manageable pain. But I think I'm going to make the calculated risk decision that I would rather sit one interval session out and potentially do less damage than to try and do it, not be able to complete it and do more damage anyway. Excuse me. So that's what I'm going to do. You're better off to make a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. And this is me talking to myself and taking my own advice. That's what I'm going to do right now. So tomorrow I'm going to hop on the bike tomorrow morning. I'm going to go to the gym in the morning. Will I go to the gym in the morning? I have a class tomorrow evening. No, I'll do it after the class. I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow evening. After my class, I am taking Shed Erg Metcon tomorrow night. It is the first week of the new Shed timetable, and I think AB has blown it out of the water. I think we've blown it out of the water. I've been taking the Metcon classes for the last 3 weeks. We have a new schedule, so we've Hyrox Lab, we've Hyrox Strength, and then we have Fundamentals, and we have our Shed Erg Metcon, and then we have the Hyrox Sundays, and then we have the yoga added in there, and then there's a few other bits and pieces. But we have the classes are full all week, which is fucking class. There's a really, really different, good vibe around the gym. I am really looking forward to getting back in there after Cardiff and just really going balls to the wall with trying to get as many fucking beasts out there as possible. Because with the Hyrox training, there does come the double-edged sword of being there off peak and having to prioritize my own training instead of prioritizing the gym. And I think that's something that I have to. This is kind of a little bit of a therapy session for me, the way I'm talking. But I think that's something that I kind of have to realize with the business as well, is that sometimes I'm going to have to put off the challenges that I challenge myself. I'm always constantly wanting to go 100% balls to the wall. Second time I've used that, and I don't think I've said it in the last 5 years, but the second time I've used that in this video. But it's always 100%. I want to give it everything so that I can prove to myself that I can do this shit. But then that takes up a lot of time, and it's sacrifice. It's like what Nick Bear talks about when he's doing an Ironman. It's the sacrificial lamb of you need to train to be able to cycle 180 kilometers or to run a full marathon or to swim 4K. And to do that training, it takes up a lot of time, and he sacrifices time with his family, sacrifices things out of the business, and at the end of the day, it's a huge sacrifice to make for whatever 10 to 12 months that you're training for beforehand. And yes, Hyrox isn't on the same scale as an Ironman, but I truly, truly want to better myself in these. I do not want to participate. I want to get to a stage where I'm really, really participating, and I do not want to participate, I said, and then I want to get to a stage where I'm participating. Shut up. I want to get to a stage where I'm really, I'm making huge gains on my previous times. Like what I've done with my running. I went from a 157 to a 150 and a half, from a 150 to a 142, and then from 142 to a 129 this year. I've gone from 116 in Glasgow to a 110 in the Hyrox Sim in Gorey. Not really counting that because it's not an official event, but I would like to think that 3 or 4 weeks later that I'm going to be in or around a 108, depending on the rock sun, depending on how busy it is, and I always add on a minute or two for race day anyway. So you never know, being able to push myself, and that's the thing. I don't want to participate in these events. I always want to better myself, but with that, and there comes a lot of training. There comes a lot of sacrifice, early mornings, late evenings, and then trying to run a business and having to work full time and all that sort of stuff. It all comes together, and it's all one big sacrifice. Life is a sacrifice, and I'm not complaining. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And even at that, it's going to come a day where you're going to reap the rewards of what you sow. I am loving life right now. I just feel like saying that. Loving it, loving training, just loving life in general, loving everything about it. So I want to keep that rolling. I'm finding business hard, but it's not supposed to be easy. But that's the thing. It's challenging, it's tough, and you have to make weird decisions, and you're put in places that you never expected to be put in, or put in situations that you never expected to be put in, but that's life. But yeah, if you are watching this and you want to participate in one of our shed classes, do text the Instagram page at the Shed Limited, or else give me a DM on Instagram. And if you want to try one of the classes, please do come down and try one. because they're great. They're great fun, especially my classes. They're great fun. Not all the classes are great, but especially mine. Yeah. So that is the story. I'm gonna make a cup of tea now. I have to go in and do a bit of admin work. It's such a nice day out. This is the problem with me and working 7 to 7. For anyone who doesn't know, I work shift for a pharmaceutical company. So I work like 3 days a week, 4 days a week. But when you're in 7 to 7 on days, focus. Oh, look at that sky. It's just beautiful.
Good morning. It is 4:33 a.m. and it's time to go train before work. So let's go do that. Tired. Yeah, as I said, it's quite early. The whole point of this is that I get my training out of the way in the morning and I can come home and do what I need to do in the evening without having to worry about having to train. So I work 7 to 7. So getting it in at this hour makes it a lot easier to kind of go and do that in the evening. So yeah, I am going to get some quick carbs into me, some electrolytes, a coffee, and out the door. Making morning shake. So probably should not be doing this at 4 in the morning. I'm going to make my post-workout shake. Banana. Frozen strawberries. Open. 300 grams of skyr, 1 scoop of vanilla protein, 80 grams of oats. I just measured these out last night and put them into a tub so that I wouldn't have to do it this morning. This is going to be loud, 4:30 in the morning. Do you know when something's really loud and you come out the first side of it and you're like, that was one of those moments. Here's me wondering why the lighting is so shit. Because I haven't even got the light on. Morning! So finally feel like I could speak because I'm in the car. It is 4:59. I have my coffee, I have my electrolytes, I have my 2 Squares bars, and I'm ready to go and hit the gym. This morning, it's actually not too bad. I thought it was going to be a little bit colder just because of a little breeze that was coming in the window last night, but it's actually grand, 12.5 degrees, 13 degrees, lovely morning. Clear, which is the main thing, and this morning we have 5k ski straight into a 5k row, and that is it. Kind of still feeling out this leg. I have an appointment with the physio yesterday, and it was more of just a briefing. Reckons it's a slight quad strain, or else IT band flare up, and it's rest and then see how it gets on. So it's actually gotten a little bit better since it happened, and I'm aware of that. I'm aware that it's gotten better, but I'm still keeping an eye on it, as we are 2 weeks out from Cardiff on Friday. So I'm very aware of that, and yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it and training. If it flares up, I am not going to push myself too much. I kind of want to save myself for a race day, if anything. Excuse me. But yeah, the plan this morning: 5k ski straight into a 5k row, and then into work for the day. It's supposed to be another scorcher of a day. So listen, once I get some when I'm off, I don't really mind. But yesterday I was kind of busy. I didn't really rest. So I tell you, Saturday, if it's nice, Saturday I am literally gonna do a load of work at home, record some content, and fucking get out in that sun, because my god, it's just too nice not to take advantage of. 2 weeks out from Cardiff on Friday. Can't stop yawning. That is an absolutely gorgeous morning. So let's get to the gym and get this workout done. Also, I've been getting a lot of questions about like people wondering, like, how do I train this early, this, that and the other, and questions about that, like, and what's the benefits of it. Well, to be honest, the only reason that I do it is because I don't mind training in the evening. I don't mind training in the evening at all, but I literally have a work day that runs from 7 until 7, and by the end of that work day I am relatively fatigued usually to the point where I was finding that my gym sessions weren't living up to what they should be living up to, and that was annoying me, and I was struggling in that sense. So yeah, I'm up at the fucking arse crack of dawn, and it's hard to get out of bed. But when I get this session out of the way now, like, it's 5 o'clock now, when I get this session out of the way now and I'm able to go to work and not have to think about training on the other side of work, it takes out a lot of decisions with regards to meals. I don't have to do a pre-workout meal. I literally just wake up in the morning, make sure that I'm hydrated, get a coffee into me, and then get 2 Squares bars into me, or something along those lines, a banana of some sort, and just make sure that I have something in my stomach, or else it's a carb mix. Just make sure that I have something in my stomach to go and train. But with regards to those Squares bars were sticky. Like, with regards to actually training in the morning, I find it very, very important to kind of do a hard thing first in the morning. I always find that after training you'll feel and like perform a lot better throughout the day. It might be counterintuitive to think that because you're using up energy while you're training, but you're releasing those endorphins and the dopamine in your brain to say, this is like what I'm doing this morning. Do you know, this is where I'm at. I'm training. I'm doing the hard thing first, and I'm gonna have a good day. Do you know, that sort of way? So you're letting your brain activate those and release those endorphins and those that dopamine, because like, you will feel 10 times better after. I've never come out of a workout at 5 o'clock, no matter how much or how shit the workout was. I've never come out of it and gone, I feel worse off. Do you know? I've never come out of a workout and gone, I feel worse off than I did going in. So I think that's important to lay down the foundations of that, like the ground rules of that. That's exactly why I do it, is because it sets me up lovely for the day. Number 2 is I don't have to do it in the evening. And then number 3 is it just removes some of that decision fatigue throughout the day. I don't have to create more meals. I don't have to think about a pre-workout meal or a post-workout meal. Well, obviously I have a post-workout shake with me, but that's to the extent of it. I'll sip that in the car on the way to work for 7 o'clock, and Bob's your uncle. That is the gym done. It's 6:37. I'm in work at 20.
23 minutes. Oh, fucking love a morning workout. I'm telling you, there's nothing better. There's fucking nothing better than a morning session. Whether it's just even sitting on a bike. So we had 5k ski and 5k row there. 22:36 for the 5k ski and 21:53 for the 5k row. Do you know what? The 5k row was actually harder. Maybe it's to do with, I know I did it quicker, but yeah, that was fucking harder. Post-workout shake. You have to chew it a little bit, but it's good. Right, off to work. I will see you later. Could be due to some like hamstring shortness and stuff like that. I was chatting to Rob, one of the other coaches in the shed. Very good coach in relation to like strength and conditioning and corrective based strength training, and he's also training to be a physio, which is very, very handy. But we were chatting and we were just talking about how the fact that Hyrox is such a quad dominant sport, like you probably get maybe an eighth of the quad activation that you get through like the sled pull and through the ski and stuff like that. But even at, very, very happy with how that went. Very happy with how that went. Did have a lot of accessory work. Sorry, that is too bright. Did a lot of accessory work and then into some ski and row intervals. Did some upper body, just working on the posterior chain. I've been finding that over the last week, that my glutes have been on when I'm like standing, which is very fucking weird. I never find that to happen before. But yeah, that was very, very good. I feel a lot looser after it. Probably sitting, I just put up an Instagram story talking about it, probably sitting at about 7 to an 8 out of 10 as opposed to being a 2 to 3. Earlier on in the week was just feeling really low. To be honest, I just didn't really have any. I really thought that I wasn't going to make it to Cardiff. That was the only thing that was going through my mind. I've worked so hard this block. I've seen so many improvements in running, in strength, in being able to perform these exercises too. You're never capable of achieving, like you'll never reach the pinnacle. There's always something to strive for. You're never going to do a sled push in 10 seconds. You know, there's always going to be incremental gains that you can make. And I think coming off the back of Glasgow, I was very fucking frustrated, really, really annoyed at how the race went, and possibly a little too hard on myself due to the fact that it was my first race. And coming into this Cardiff prep now, I'm very confident until I hit that stumbling block earlier on in the week. But this is how God tests us. This is how we prevail through these struggles and through these tests. So hopefully on the other side of it, there will be a PB in Cardiff. I just need to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to ensure that I don't get stiff, that I don't go backwards. I can move 0.5 or 1% forwards every day by making sure that I'm doing flexibility routines, making sure that I'm doing my mobility, making sure that I'm doing strength training and train what I can. So for the likes of today, it was ski, row, and then I did a 2k time trial on the bike. Leg felt very fine on it. I actually cycled after it happened on Monday just to see what was the cause of it, and I didn't feel anything on the bike, so I kind of knew today that I would be okay on the bike. But then going throughout the week, then the pain started to get progressively worse before plateaued, and then it started to get decreasingly better. So listen, it's a positive. I'm taking it as a win. Stiffness or stillness causes stiffness, and that's the last thing I want to do, is to have to waste a day or waste 2 days getting my mobility back by detraining. I don't want to be detraining at this stage. I want to be peaking by next Saturday.
Morning. This is the most exciting time of the day, and Sarah Jane will tell you the exact same thing. I don't think you understand my excitement when it comes to having a morning coffee. So we're going double shot. Then press that in. See you in the gym.
Have they got in yet?
No. Well, that fella looks like he's wet, but none of them have been in there.
Not yet.
Enjoying that?
Good morning, YouTube. It is good morning, I say, and it's 2 o'clock in the day. I just finished my last night shift before Cardiff. Come on, vamos. Fantastic to see Manchester United lose last night. Not that I ever like to see anyone lose, but I just hate United. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, as I said, last night was the last night shift before Cardiff. I am just out of the shower. I'm going to get some electrolytes into me. I'm going to get some food into me. I'm going to get sweet coffee into me. And I am going to have a busy day today. I have to go to the gym at 4 to train. And then we have a class at 6. It is Wednesday, so we are... No, it's not Wednesday. It's Thursday. So we are literally 7 days out from Cardiff. This time next week I will be in Cardiff. That's scary. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I have a few more difficult training sessions to get out of the way. And it's amazing when you've done a Hyrox event before. I just think the perspective shift once you've done one in training is massive. Just simply because you know what you're getting yourself into. You know that nothing is going to be harder than doing it on the day. So the training is just simple. It's just simple. Just repetitions, and once... Where's my moisturizer? Yeah, the training is just simple. It's just showing up, doing what's on the plan, because you know with your whole heart that nothing, and I mean nothing, is going to be as hard as what you do on the day. So I like to think about that when I'm in training. I know some people say you shouldn't think about the event and just focus on the day of training that's in it. Well, I get that, but retrospectively, you want something to drive you through. You want something to drive you through your session. And for me, that's knowing that on the day I turn up for Hyrox, I know it's going to be fucking tough. I know it's going to be one of the hardest things I ever do. So this training session where I do the volume of probably 20 to 30% of a Hyrox, I know I can get through, because ultimately you're going to have a harder thing to do on the day. That's just a little thing that I like to implement into my head as I'm training. So yeah, today we have a nice little workout. We have the lids on these Stanley Cups, lads, are fucking mental. The force that has to take to open them. But yeah, I think the workout today is 500 meter row warm up, 500 meter ski into, or 500 meter run into 25 meter sled push, 500 meter run times 4, and then 500 meter run into 25 meter sled pull, 500 meter run times 4, and then cool it down with a 500 meter row. So not an awful amount of volume. We're focusing on keeping the paces throughout the runs, trying to keep these as consistent as possible. I have a kind of a mini sim on Saturday, which we will be determining race pace from this block, which will be pretty cool. So I know exactly what I'm going to be running next week, or aiming to run, and then it's all about dialing in the carbs, dialing in the carb loading, which will be happening. I'll do up a plan this weekend, and then go from there. But yeah, I need to do an in-body scan in the shed as well. I just always do one before competition, just to kind of see where I'm at and see how the training block has affected my physique and body composition. I haven't really gone into a block and thought, oh, I need to lose weight, or oh, I need to do this or do that. I've just kind of trained and let the training take its effect on my body, train for performance and not for looks. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with regards to body comp. I don't know. I'm still in around that 83 mark. See if the body fat percentage has gone up or not. Have I built any more muscle, stuff like that. So we will see soon. But as for now, I need to get some food. I'm gonna get these electrolytes into me. I'm gonna get some sunlight on the face, and then I am going to go to the gym. So I will chat to you soon. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Bit of an inception going on here because I am editing and recording at the same time. But I hope everyone's good. Just a little bit of an update. This day next week we are going to Cardiff. This day next week. Really, really excited. I did have a little bit of a tweak of the same muscle in my thigh again this afternoon. I think it just needs to be seriously worked on and just rubbed and just fucking manipulated, like. But I can't do that now. I'm a week out. I just have to manage it. I was talking to my coach Tony there. We were just chatting about it. Short, sharp, intense workouts next week, just to kind of keep the body fresh and ticking over for Cardiff on Friday, traveling Thursday. So we'll try and get a shakeout. We'll run over there on Thursday afternoon when we get over there, and then a good sleep Friday night. And I'm between 8:30 and 10:10 on Friday morning. So it really, really suits me. That's one thing that's kind of thrown me off doing the pro races for so far, was the timing. I'm just so used to training in the morning, and training in the evening is a huge thing to adjust to. Just you literally have to be watching. Not that you don't have to be watching what you're eating throughout the day anyway, but when you train in the morning, you're the most energized because of sleep. And you obviously have that, you're in a rested state. I feel at the end of the day, a lot of people are fatigued, and that's maybe a reason why they do the pro races in the evening, because it's a little bit more challenging. So yeah, look forward to that. But that's not the thing that we need to think about now. The thing I need to focus on now is Cardiff. So I am having a cup of tea here. I have these 4 cognition pills. I've actually been taking these cognition supplements. I don't know if you can see them. I've been taking these. They're little cognition tablets, just from AOB Nutrition. I've been really enjoying taking them. You take 4 of them a day. There's a myriad of things in them just to help with cognitive benefits. I struggle a lot with focus. I am undiagnosing I have undiagnosed ADHD. I diagnosed myself with it because I know myself that I just literally, I can't focus if I don't want to do something. My attention span is just fucking all over the place. I often think tasks are too big compared to what they actually are. Stuff like that. There's a myriad of things that are included in that. But yeah, I'm gonna edit this YouTube video, and then there's been no workout footage in this week, so I'm gonna throw in some workout footage tomorrow, and then yeah, go from there. So hope everyone's keeping well. See you later.